Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're in the world. You know what it is. It's your boy JJ at JJ's PC Builds. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What we mean by 4,000 watch hours, you watch the videos from beginning to end, would be much appreciated. Would help the channel grow and get monetized. Also, too, make sure you put some positive likes on the videos. It would be appreciated. That will help the algorithm for YouTube to tell them to send it out to more people so we can get more subscribers and we can get bigger. Okay, let's get to the. Well, before we get to the basics, I want to welcome all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. Also, to the subscribers we have, we want to thank you all for being here. And y'all are awesome. Just let you know that. And thank you for helping and supporting the channel. Now, let's get down to the business. Okay, seems that the business of the day that I got an email from a subscriber. I'm not going to say who it is, but they said, when am I going to shave this off and this off? So guess what? I shaved it off. So just let you know I shaved it. So we get that out of the way. It's not because they asked me to do it. I was going to do it anyway. It was kind of getting rough on me a little bit. So just let you know it was getting kind of rough. Okay, and why we're here today is this. I want to discuss the AMD Adrenalin. Let's see, 23.5.1. But this is going to be a little bit of a caveat. I'm going to tell you about that. But also, too, in this caveat, I'm going to tell you about the drivers for Nvidia. Since I got an iGPU by AMD, that's where the AMD drivers come in, and as well as me having the RTX 4070, I'll tell you where those drivers come in. So this way you get both ends of the field, since both AMD and Nvidia is burning candles at both ends. I might as well just do one big video with a bunch of the drivers, tell you where you can get them, and we go from there. So let's go ahead and jump into the action screen, and this way we can see what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the AMD side first. So here we go. Okay, the release, the highlights. Support for Lord of the Rings Gotham up to 16% increase in performance in the Lord of the Rings Gotham at 4K using AMD software Adrenalin 23.5.1 for RTX 7900 series. Okay, so you got something for the 7900 series. GPUs versus the previous. Oh, I apologize. I'm kind of blind. And guess what? I got to take and clean my glasses. They kind of got really bad on me, but okay. So we're getting down to the business. So it says versus previous software 23.4.3. Okay. Up to 12% performance, Lord of the Rings. At 4% for the AMD Adrenalin 23.5.1. Radeon RX 6000 series GPUs versus the previous versions of 23.4.3. Looks like they're kind of doing something for the 7900 series and the 6000 series. Moving on, fixed issues. Application crash or driver timeouts may be observed during video playback during DaVinci Resolve Studios. Brief display of corruption may occur switching between video and video games on some AMD graphics products, such as the Radeon 6700 XT. Higher than expected memory usage during shader compilation time when launching Last of Us Part 1, intermittent system crash playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, some AMD graphic products such as the Radeon RX 580. Wow, they going all the way down to the 580. Known issues. Let's go to the known issues. High idle power has situationally been observed when using select high resolution, high refresh displays on Radeon RX 7000 series GPUs. Video stuttering or performance drops may be observed during gameplay video playback on some extended display configurations on Radeon RX 7000 series GPUs. Some virtual reality or applications may expect lower than expected performance on RX 7000 series GPUs. Application crash may be intermediate during gameplay on RunScape and some AMD graphics products such as the RX 5700 XT. Important notes. Now, do remember when they say important notes, you better pay attention to this. Do not use the factory reset. That's, when you download the software, it has a factory reset clean out. Don't use that. What you're going to be using to clean up your the old drivers, if you want to, in your system, what you do is you get the AMD cleanup utility. That works great. I've tried it many of times and it works great. So you're best off, if you want to clean up your AMD drivers and you want to start fresh, get the AMD cleanup utility. Now, they have had that for a long time. I'm just surprised nobody else has used it. So, but you can use it and you can download it from AMD.com. Go to the support page and I'm sure they'll have it there for you. Okay, so they give you how to uninstall and install installing the AMD software. They tell you how to install and uninstall it. It's simple, cut and dried. Okay, they give you the product list, basically the compatibility product list, and it looks like that, it's for the 7900 series, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 6400 series, the RX 5700, 56, 55, 53 series graphics, Radeon 7, Radeon RX with Vega series graphics, the Radeon Pro Duo RX 500 series, 500X series, the RX 400 series, and then they got the mobile products and going on. And always make sure that it's the QHL test suite results is passed, and make sure the QHL Microsoft certification is passed. Make sure those are passed, and always read the footnotes in case you need to know anything else. Footnotes are right here, like it says RS 577. So what you go to the top, and basically you just look for the RS 577. It's like a little marker. They put little markers in here, so do pay attention to the little markers, and you'll be fine. See, right here, where it says highlights, it says RS 577, RS 578. So you go down here, and it gives you, what's what and what you can do. So always pay attention to that as well. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much is just simple preliminary updates. Known issues haven't changed. It's always going to be a known issue with what AMD has going on. So you can always go to AMD.com forward slash support, and forward slash AMD Adrenalin, or you could look up AMD Adrenalin Edition 23.5.1 and go that route too. So there's many ways to get to this page if you're looking to get to this page. So it's not hard with AMD.com. You can get there, just go there, and you can do everything on the download and support as well. So, okay. Now, going over here to Nvidia. Okay, we're going to start off here at the bottom, and we're going to go through the Game Ready Drivers QHL 531.61 and hit Get Download. Right, so you look up here, it's a QHL. It's for the 13th of 2023. We're kind of catching everything up on the QHL drivers for Nvidia. So this is for the Game Ready drivers for the RTX 4070, and it tells you all the bugs and fixes and everything else. So basically, review the bugs and fixes and go down to the support product page and look at what it supports. The Titan series, 40 series, 30 series, 20 series, 16, 10, 9, 7, and it gives you the additional information that you need to know. Okay, so basically you can get everything there, but you don't need to go, and I'm going to make this point clear. You don't need to go all the way down to the first one when you bought the RTX 4070. Okay, now the studio drivers, this right here, this is like a complete package. You're not going to need that. Okay, let's go right here to the 532.03, Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Okay. So this is the one I'm on right now. I can tell you it's working good with the RTX 4070, which I have. This new Game Ready driver provides the best experience for the latest new games featuring DLSS 3 technology, including Lord of the Rings, Gotham. Additionally, this Game Ready driver introduces significant performance optimizations to deliver up to 2x inference performance on popular AI models and applications such as Stable Diffusion. Okay, introducing the product for the 4060 Ti, which it'll work for the 4060 Ti. I know y'all were wondering where the drivers, and I got my drink in my hand. You were wondering where the drivers for the 4060 Ti are. You could use this one right here for your new Geforce RTX 4060, 8 gigabyte. So, bugs and fixes, Ages of Wonder, application stability issues, Bus Simulator 21, Ansel and Freestyle not working. I guess this is the bugs and fixes. And again, it says it supports, and if you got the 40 series, it supports the RTX 4090, the 4080, 4070 Ti, the 4070, and the 4060 Ti, and then the 30 series goes from the 3090 to the 3050. 20 series goes from 2080 Ti to 2060, and then the 16, and so on. And if you need more additional information, then effective October 2021 Game Ready drivers upgrades include performance enhancements, new features, bugs and fixes will be available for systems utilizing Maxwell, Pascal, Turing, and Ampere series GPUs. Critical security updates will be available on system utilizing desktop's Kepler series GPUs through September 2024. So you got until September 2024. So a complete list of desktop Kepler series Geforce GPUs can be found here. So basically you click on there, and if you want to learn more about the release notes, then what you do is you take and you'll open up the release notes, you'll make it bigger, and then you get a table of contents, and then, it gives you everything you need to know. So it tells you the release of the 530 driver changes, like the version 532.03, and it tells you the existing products, software. It gives you everything you need to know. Gives you everything you need to know when it comes to the product. And if you need to know additional information, I showed you where it was. And this gives you what you need to know on this product. Okay, it gives you the compiler features. If you're all into that, then this would be for you. So, and then discontinue product, NVL, FR, OpenGL support. Release 4070 was the latest branch. So if you're into OpenGL, then this would be for you. So Nvidia video codec SDK. So this looks like it's doing captures and stuff like that. Gives you the known issues and tells you everything you need to know. So tells you all the fixes and everything else. It's a good place to go. I mean, this is some detailed information. I mean, I mean, you can't get it any better than this. I mean, you can search for yourself, but I'm just going to tell you right here, that's some detailed information right there. Tells you everything you need to know. And that is awesome. So, do remember, you go down to the bottom right here. It says Game Ready Driver Release Notes. Okay, if you want detailed on that, you can go right there. So, there you are. And tells you everything you need to know. And this is the 24th, 2023 driver. I know it's 5/26, 2023 right now, but this will work for 40 series, 30 series, 20 series, and so on. So it is a good release note, and if you want to stay up to date, make sure you update your drivers, which I already did. I'm on the latest, and this is the latest. So, moving right along. Moving right along. Okay, well, that's just to give you a little bit of a helpful hint on keeping update with your drivers. Now, when you go to, let's say, you go to play your games and stuff, and you're getting stuttering and stuff like that, usually if you're like a couple, driver software behind, then, it's time to start keeping up to date. And usually a fresh install, with the driver software, some people think, oh, a fresh install is best. Well, you still got outstanding drivers for the last series that you probably want to keep because of gameplay and everything else. I just overlap them. I don't put them in fresh. I just overlap them. from going from one to the next to the next to the next. I just overlap them. I never ever had a problem with driver software to where I had to rip them out and put a fresh install in. That's if you got driver corruption that you would do that. If you got a corrupt driver in your display, then yeah, I could see ripping it out, all the drivers out, all the software and everything out to do a clean install to put it all back in so that way, it puts it in the right place. So I could see doing that. If you got corrupted drivers, a corrupted driver problem, then I can see doing that. But if you never have a problem to where you can just take and update your driver software and just, update it, boom, you're done. You're off to the race. That's not bad neither. So, my opinion, what I do on my system is probably different from what everybody else does. If you want to spend that extra time ripping out the drivers and everything else, and then missing a couple drivers because they were attached to a different program and this and that, okay, well, then you'll have driver corruption. So you're making your own driver corruption. So you got programs that are still attached to some of the drivers that are, from every time of you putting the update in, you got programs that are attached. So, keeping that note and keeping that in my mind, all I do is update. I don't take and delete any driver software or anything else. I just update, because you never know. I always keep a stock of all the drivers that I use for my system, so this way if the one driver that I just downloaded doesn't work, I can go back and reinstall the last driver that I had in for this system. Also too, you got the advantage of going to the control panel, going into your device settings, and then go to your video card, your video card display, open that up and, reset, roll back the drivers. If you got a driver that you can't use, then you can roll back the drivers, to the previous version, and then boom, it comes back online again. So also keep that in mind. But truth and reality, I myself am never going to recommend to any one of my subscribers or any new person that's watching to rip out the drivers if it's not necessary. If it's not necessary, don't do it. That's just my bottom line to you. That's just to give you a helpful hint, so that way you understand that you got programs that are attached to these drivers. And once you rip them out, you're ripping out part of the programs here and there. Okay, and then they got to rebuild and everything else, and sometimes they have a hit and miss. Okay, you don't want to hit and miss. If they're already attached, just update the drivers. Just roll the new set on top of the old. And if you got a problem with the new set of drivers, you can always roll back the driver to the previous version, set and put. You don't need to change the programming. You don't need to do anything. 2-second fix, you're done. So, but that's my opinion. Anybody can take and shoot me down and say, well, it's best to take all the drivers out and put them back in, and, because it makes it fresh and clean. No, it don't. It puts the same amount of crap back in that you just took out. And also the amount of crap that you just took out were attached to other programs that you're just now deleted and erased it from. So now your computer's got to fight to get back to attaching those programs to those drivers. So do yourself a favor. just update, and you don't need to clean your computer. Okay, that's just a fallacy of somebody saying, well, you get driver corruption. Bullshit. Sorry, bullshit. I've been doing this many years, 35 years. And yet to have any computer that I've messed with to have driver corruption. Unless it was Windows 95, unless it was Windows 98, unless it was Windows XP, unless it was Windows Me, unless it was like all the way up to Windows 7. And then, it goes, Windows 7 Pro was really good. Windows 8.1 was a joke. And then they go from 8.0 to 8.1 to Windows 10. And so-called they had a mystery Windows 9. Okay, come on. Give me a goddamn break. If you're careful in what you're doing, and you're downloading from a correct site, and you're not getting into a hacker site, doing it the correct way will always be the right way. Doing it the wrong way because your friend did it that way and they don't have any problems, but getting down later, and I'm going to say down later down the road, they start developing problems, and you did it the right way, and you're not developing problems, and then they come back to you and say, guess what? What did you do to keep your system running so good? Well, you tell them, well, I didn't follow your direction. I didn't do what you said. I did it my way. Now, I've been doing it for years, and I've been doing it my way. And I have never had a system yet to give me a problem. So, going back from the early days of the 86 PC all the way up till now. And that's a long road, I'm just going to tell you. Because back then, with those older ones, those were just a monster of a hell of a time. Especially when the drivers weren't correct and everything else. It wasn't just AMD, it was Intel. It was every one of those manufacturers having the same problem because they all were competing against each other to put the same equipment in the same computer. So the driver software was changing back and forth. And then they couldn't get it right, so they tried another one. And everybody goes after AMD about that. Don't. There is a lot of companies out there that had their hands in the same problem. Okay, everybody was switching components and everything else to make their computer faster. Okay, they were looking to make it more speedy to where it runs the newest and best games they had back then. So it was a mess. But now it's not such a mess to where you can understand where it is, to where you can handle what you got to do. I mean, building a system now is completely easy compared to back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s. It was a mess. But today, it's not a mess. I mean, back in the 80s, I spent for a complete motherboard with the RAM, the processor, just a motherboard, RAM, and processor. Cost me about $300 back then. And that was just for an AMD Athlon 64. And, you know, that's just giving you a helpful hint. And now when I tell you that, you know, you can get a B450 motherboard for 79 bucks, you can get a processor for 120 bucks, and then you can get decent RAM for 50 bucks, you know, same price. Close to the same price. Close to the same price. But anyway, I'm going to end the video right here. I just wanted to give y'all a good little goose to the gab from back then to now, so you understand what you're getting today is a lot better than what you were getting way back then and years ago. So do understand there are some decent parts, entry-level parts that you can use to make your system run like a mid-tier system. So, but anyway. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And put some likes on the videos and watch the videos from beginning to end. And again, thank you all for the new subscribers for subscribing. And thank you, the subscribers we have. You all are awesome. Once again, please keep up the great job and helping support the channel by watching the videos at least. And if you subscribe, that helps support the channel. And if you watch the videos from beginning to end, it helps support the channel. Just to let you know. But anyway, till the next time in the next video. And do remember, the next video coming out will be graphics card nightmares. And that'll be tomorrow night. And do stick around for that. So, until the next time in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.